What's up, folks? Now, today I'm bringing you another elephant money update. Now, if you're part of the Telegram community or the socials, you keep hearing supply shock coming, and this word is running around. Now, what I want to discuss today is how is this going to be possible? So, what are the factors that are going to display the supply shock, and how will it affect the whole ecosystem coming together with all the updates post exploit? So, yeah, let's tackle all of these things. Now, before I get into this, I'm not gonna get too technical on you because we already covered all of the newish and bullish updates that have been happening. There are actually in previous videos. You can also go ahead and check all the Medium articles, all the pinned messages on Telegram, all of that good stuff in there, so you're not gonna miss out, and they're gonna be mentioned anyways. So yeah, so first things first, if you haven't been keeping up, we have an updated user interface. So it's a bit different to what it was, but if you go actually to the protocols, meaning elephant and trunk, you'll see the same display, but in my opinion, it looks cooler. Like usually a user interface, when it's pretty and when it's appealing, it gives a good vibe when a person wants to invest. Because to be honest, the first thing, if a person tells me about a project, the first thing I like to look at usually is the website and if there are typos. So that's something that is appealing to me. Now, of course, a good website with the shitty protocol doesn't make you want to invest. But again, the first thing you would see with your own eyes is the user interface. So yeah, go ahead, scroll the homepage. Now they have also updated the white paper. Yeah, it looks pretty neat, and they even have the main bugged chart displayed. Yeah, what a beautiful chart, honestly. Even that's the 1 hour chart. Let's see the 1 month chart. Yeah, looks even better. And at the bottom you're gonna have all of your links, so not much of a difference, but anyways. Right, so the focus that I'm gonna be putting the weight on today is basically how we're gonna attend the supply shock, because as you already know, we previously discussed the latest, meaning buy with Bertha, all the ways that you can use in order to enter the raffle. So you can either snipe or be the lucky winner to win some trunk into your Stampede. Also the latest protocol called Peanuts, where you buy trunk at the market price, $0.23 today I think it is, and then they're gonna be bonded directly into your Stampede. All of that BUSD will go to the treasury, and it will buy back elephant, send it to the elephant treasury. The elephant treasury is the main elephant in the room, sorry for the lame joke. So that thing is what is gonna lead us to a supply shock. Now, right now, looking at the treasury itself, we have about 22.3 trillion. Now, if you haven't researched how the supply dynamic works in elephant money, first things first, when the protocol was created at Genesis, there was a quadrillion token, and almost 50%, technically 49% of it, was sent to a contract called the Graveyard, that is a burn with an auto burn and a reflection. So it's a bit more than a burn address. But the point is, this contract and the tokens inside of it are not accessed, so they're never gonna be on the main market. Even if you go to the holders section in BSC scan, you can clearly see the top holder being the Graveyard, second holder PancakeSwap, and our beautiful Bertha is the third holder. Now, right now we're sitting at 22.3 trillion tokens inside the treasury. Keep in mind that at 50.3% into the Graveyard, so that's a bit more than 500 trillion tokens out of circulation. You're left with 500 trillion, and 92.3 of them are within the treasury. So 1/5 of what's remaining is in the treasury. So whatever you're left with is technically 40% of the total supply that people can buy and sell. However, there's also the fact that you have holders right, who have been holding elephant for quite a long time, who keep on accumulating, put them aside, and then you have whatever is left is between the two liquidity pools. One is BNB, one is BUSD. If you add these two together, you're gonna have a bit more than 200 trillion. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the elephant treasury is in constant growth, and it is reflected by two things, or should I say three things. Now, first things first, look at the chart. The chart clearly shows, that's the 1 month chart, but clearly shows that the demand for elephant keeps on growing. Now, the downturns here are the market drops, and this is what we just experienced yesterday actually. So as you can clearly see at these slidings, this is where the market dipped. So I wouldn't basically take that into consideration whenever I look at the price. So market movements is not whatever I'm looking at. Going back to the calculation part itself, right now I think the treasury is growing for about 0.3 to 0.5% a day, almost. Now you cannot get an exact number, it depends on several factors, but this is what the average is. Going 2 months ahead of time, you're gonna be at about 144 trillion in the elephant treasury. Now this will be subject to also variable things. One is elephant treasury is used to buy back trunk, right, and push its price up, and especially now because trunk is 4x below its peg. And two, we cannot guarantee the volume that will keep on dishing out the reflections to increase Bertha's monopolistic position. But I think from what I'm seeing and from the growth of the demand itself, this is gonna be even better because reflections are gonna be becoming harder, specifically since the volume today is not 1/5 of what it was during the previous elephant bull run. If I click on the old chart, you can clearly see what I'm talking about. Look at this. During this part, look at the volume. You see? You see the spike at the volume. The volume was at least 5, 6 to 7 times of what it is right now. I'm talking 24-hour volume. So more volume, more reflections, more growth to Bertha. And keep in mind that then peanuts and buy with Bertha were not implemented. So there wasn't much as there is today when it comes to pumping the elephant treasury. So you have that, you have more people participating into the raffle. So I'm gonna quickly exit, go home, go to Stampede, and see what's our raffle situation today. So you have this constant inflow of BUSD that is buying trunk, sending it to the elephant treasury. And you have the buy with Bertha newest edition, latest edition, where you buy the elephant token on the website itself, and it's mostly sent to the treasury. So all of these things combined, so you have additional inputs and inflows inside the treasury, the growth of the treasury, the raffle, and how trunk is being handled. So right now all of these rewards are directly being put into Stampede with the dynamic percentage that is implemented and it is running on Stampede right now. So add all of these conditions together and we're gonna most probably have another run similar to the one that happened pre-exploit. So I really do believe that with all of the latest changes that Bank Teller has been implementing and how the herd is basically going ahead and pushing elephant again, I really do believe that we will have a chance to do what we did back then, and this time is going to be stronger. The protocol is not going to be exploited. Bertha is going to get fatter, meaning trunk, once it reaches that dollar value with a fat elephant treasury, I really do believe that this time trunk will play a big role in making many people a lot of money. One thing I really want to hover over pretty quickly that I overlooked as well is that whatever trunk we have today at the current emissions rate of, it's about 0.13% a day, and at the current price of 23 cents, we have about 25k of sell pressure daily, which is literally nothing to what the liquidity pool holds. And keep that in mind that most of this sell pressure is offset by the raffle that is pumping people buying trunk. So meaning that's buy pressure that offsets the sell pressure, let alone what Bertha is doing to also buy back trunk and keeping that dollar value in check. So the sell pressure in trunk is not as apparent and is not as bad as people might think with a high APR and a stablecoin. And as long as we stay within that range, and as long as the elephant treasury keeps getting pumped and these raffles keep on going, I really do think that at some point all of the daily sell pressure will be offset by these things, and perhaps we're gonna even be getting buy pressure from people buying trunk, higher demand entering the protocol, and with a elephant money supply shock, this is all gonna come together beautifully. Alright, that's it from me today. Thank you for sticking around and listening to everything I had to say. Now I hope I added some value to what you already know. Now if you just crunch the numbers, you can clearly see that the supply shock is something that is prone to most probably happen. I mean, numbers don't lie, math doesn't lie. If you take into consideration the growth of Bertha, the elephant treasury, how much elephant is being held by the holders, by the herd, that keeps on growing on a daily basis, the decreasing supply that is available on both liquidity pools. So crunch all of these numbers and whatever I showed you on the sheet, and you can clearly get an idea of how the run-up will happen once all of these things click and go into place. And once we're in a position where elephant money is really at a high level of demand, trunk will follow suit. So I wouldn't worry about the trunk price today, tomorrow, in a month. As soon as elephant has its infrastructure up and running and people noticing all of that and jumping on board, trunk is gonna go back to its spec. And also a sub to the channel would be amazing. It really helps us new kids around the block dish out more value and expose this word we love the most to more people. So thank you in advance, and I appreciate you very much for doing so. And as always, take care of your finances and trade responsibly. This was Roy with DeFi Ascension. Thanks for watching.